guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm super excited to be bringing you some tier tray decor DIYs. I am getting ready to switch out my decor for spring and Easter on all of my tier trays. There will be two separate videos over on my home channel for that, so if you want to check that out, make sure you head on to the description box where there will be a link for that. But today we're going to be creating some little small things, items, decor pieces, DIYs for our trays, so that way I can decorate them with them, because I love using my DIYs to decorate. So without further ado, let's get crafting.
This very first DIY is very easy. I'm going to be sprucing up some of these plaster bunnies that I picked up at Dollarama for $4. They're meant to be a art kit for kids or adults. I'm just not going to be using the paints that they sent with it. I'm going to be using spray paint and some chalk paint, and just to create three different looks for these bunnies. So the very first one is going to be super easy. I am just going to take black chalk paint and spray the whole bunny with it. The next one, I'm going to spray paint with white chalk paint just to give it a little bit more texture. And then I'm going, once it's dry brush some cocoa chalk paint over the whole thing, just to give it a bit of an aged look. And then the last one, I am going to be painting that cocoa color chalk paint all over it, and doing it in a circular motion just so I don't have too many brush strokes. I think these guys turned out super cute, and you'll see how the black one looks in my next DIY. For my next DIY, I'm using this cloche. I had picked this up at Dollar Tree for $1.50, and I'm going to be removing the stickers, of course, off of it. And then once I have it ready, I'm going to be painting it with that cocoa chalk paint. It is kind of a theme for me this year for my spring decor, and I just love the color and how it looks, especially on like birds and bunnies and all that stuff. So if you missed my last week's video, you can check it out. I did do some bird makeovers. So I give this bottom a light coat, and once it is dry, I am applying some white wax over it. And I'm not going to be rubbing it off because I want all the little lines to show. I think this turned out really, really cute, especially with that black bunny that I had spray painted on my tray. For the next DIY, I am going to be using this small canvas because I absolutely love the little frames that these canvases have. So I'm going to remove the canvas off the frame. And then I am going to be using the canvas in this DIY as well. I'm just going to flip it around and then use the frame as a frame, but I want the frame to show through. And I'm going to be staining the frame with my stain that I have on hand. It is the very thin stain, and I think it's called a special walnut stain. Yes. And I'm just going to use a rag to apply the stain all over the frame, front and back, and don't forget the sides. So for the next part of this DIY, I am using some of those calendars that I had picked up back in the fall, and they have a really nice fresh flowers a photo there, and I'm going to be adding it to this sign, kind of making it the centerpiece as a picture, main picture of this sign, and I'm using Mod Podge to glue it on. You can also just glue it with some school glue, but I could not find any. So I'm just making sure that the picture is centered, and then I'm going to take my pencil, just a normal pencil, and kind of continue the lines, the shiplap lines that are on the background of that sign photo, and then I'm going to kind of continue them down the canvas, and then I'm gonna rub the pencil in just to give it a bit of a distressed and smudged look. And then once that's all done, I just applied Mod Podge over the whole thing and trimmed the canvas, and then hot glued the frame over top of it. I think this is such a cute picture, and I think it's going to look great on my tier tray.
Across your face, it is written across your face.
The last DIY that I'm going to be working on, I have this frame that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I think this one was $1.25. I've had this since I think fall season still on hand, so I'm going to be removing these little frames. Now I do keep these because I do reuse them in some other DIYs, and I just sanded the little hole so it's because it was a little rough. I'm going to remove everything from the frame, and then I'm going to just take some printer paper and use the backing of the frame to cut out, because I just wanted a white piece of paper to go inside the frame. Once I check and make sure that it fits, I didn't mess up the size, I do take my pencil and just mark off the bottom of the frame, the top and the sides, so that way when I start using my stamps, I can know where to finish it off and not kind of what the middle of my picture is. So I use my Stampin' Up! Ink because I've had it on hand from the scrapbooking days, and these stamps, I will link them down below where you can find these. So if you want to get them yourself, I just love the way this looks, the simplicity of this frame. I think it's such a neat idea to use how to use these stamps.
Well, I hope you had enjoyed these DIYs. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're stopping by my channel for the very first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well, notification bell, so you don't miss out any of my future uploads. I know I have been a little bit wonky with my uploads. We've had some stuff happen with our family, which put some recording on a burner, but we are back in full force, and I'm hoping to be bringing you a lot more content. However, I am cutting down, and I will be posting twice a week instead of 3 times a week. The third time a week will be kind of a bonus video when I have one for you. So I hope you understand that, and if you are following along all along, thank you so very much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.
If you wanna talk, I'm right here, not gonna leave your side. Just feel free to open up when the moment's right. Across your face.